Hey guys, what's up? I'm here to give you guys my final recap and final thoughts on Fruits Basket Season 2, which is on episode 25 or episode 50 of the overall total number of episodes we are at. Now, let's be honest. I'm going to be honest. I cannot be the only one who was shocked at that ending. Although many people would tell me and myself deep down, it was somehow obvious from the get-go after I read so many comments, after things all considered of actions, but it was still hard to believe because of what's going on with the get-go, you know? I mean, with the person who's been voicing the characters from either from the dub or the sub, it's pretty hard for me to even get the guess or judge exactly, you know? So, yeah, you guys might be saying, okay, I don't know what the heck you're talking about. What are you trying to get at here, okay? You're confusing the heck out of me. Well, I'm about to get to that just a moment, okay? So let's go. You see here, the opening of the episode opens up with something of a rope being ripped apart, and then Kureno have these feathers like flowing around him somehow, you know? It looks a little like some kind of symbolism, you know? That aside, we get to see how Toru and Hana-chan and Uo-chan are talking with each other, and you know Kureno staying by Akito's side. Those were scenes that were shown after the opening, you know, that kind of thing. But aside from that, we have to it that before the New Year's come to an end, you know, we have to it that before things got into normal and daily activity, we have to it that Toru and it gets greeted by Rin, and Rin asks Toru, how do you know about me and Hatsuharu? Please don't say that name because we just broke up, you know, that kind of thing. I don't know. I mean, Rin does struggle to try to admit to that, you know, but whatever the case may be, it doesn't matter because we all know how she still cares for Hatsuharu and how much she needs him. But that aside, we have to it that she prays that Momiji told Toru that, hey man, I got the disc given to Kureno telling him to watch it alone, you know, that kind of thing. But we also see a scene between Shigure and Hattori-san, you know? It looks like to me it's a little like a conversation between the two that is usually joking manner by Shigure himself because, you know, he calls himself the worst man on the planet. But we also get to know that he's also stern and serious when it comes to the relationship possibly between Kureno and Akito, you know? And I think it's something that that's been that looks a little complicated from the get-go, but at the same time, you know, when Kureno sees Akito asleep, he ends up having to go watch the disc that he's been given by Toru from Momiji, you know, that kind of thing. Momiji delivered Toru a DVD kind of thing, that kind of stuff about what's up here and there, and eventually, he seems to get the message of what Uotani says, and that he wants to go talk to Toru and call Shigure's residence, you know? But Shigure, on the other hand, has been wondering, hey, what do you want to do with Toru right now, huh? That kind of thing. And we eventually get to find out in the end that Shigure does figure out something, which I will reveal later, you know? That now, I want to do this in the regular order, which seems a little complicated, but yeah. We have to it that Shigure tells Toru, hey, can you go buy something, you know, that kind of thing. And eventually it was to have Toru and Kureno meet up. And by that time, we have to that a couple birds go to Toru, but they end up flying away from Kureno. By that time, Kureno decides to hug Toru and show her what happened to him. He therefore tells Toru my curse is broken. I don't know how. It just happened all so suddenly, you know? And then later on, he tells Toru everything about what's the situation with him and Akito. And it's really, really kind of complicated. Well, not too complicated, but the way I can look at it, depending on how you look at it, it could be major cringe depending on how you want to, describe it, you know? I mean, the way I look at it, I could see, I could, depending on how I feel about it, I feel oh man, I feel bad for this guy already because, you know, he explains his reasons to Toru, but not before he says, I'm sorry, I can't see her. As much as I would love to, I want to hug her, I want to embrace her, she's the first person I fell in love with kind of thing. I can't do it because I have to stay by Akito. The day my curse was broken, Akito cried. Like, Akito literally cried so badly. At the same time, ever since Akito cried in front of me, asking me, please don't abandon me, please don't abandon me, please don't leave me, mommy, daddy, kind of thing. It's like Akito acted like a child saying, oh, please don't leave me, I need you, kind of thing, don't leave me on my own. That's our bond. I don't know how it broke, but please don't leave me, And, Kureno had no choice and decided to stay with Akito just so Kureno could wipe those tears from Akito. But at the same time, though, we also get more revelations down the road that despite having my bond broken and all that, and curse broken, I don't know how this happened here and there. But all things considered, I can't seem to abandon Akito because this person needs me, And we have to it that he continues on of how much, as much as he wants to see Uotani, because it feels like that's the first person he fell in love with and he wants to, be with her. But we also get to see a scene with Shigure and Kureno expanded towards that ending of the episode, where Shigure tells Kureno, shouldn't you just break it up with Akito? I mean, it's better for you to do this right now, because you should have done this a long time ago. Why are you still sticking with Akito, huh? After your bond is broken, kind of thing. Even after your bond is broken. And Kureno, like I said, telling Toru, and I'm repeating myself multiple times, that Kureno just can't abandon Akito. Until Akito is no longer needing Kureno, he could leave. But for the time being, he is staying by Akito's side. And therefore, this is what I said at the beginning was pretty shocking, but at the same time, it should have been obvious from the get-go, but it was so hard to consider because of how it was drawn, etc., and how it was revealed, and how, because the voice actor knows how to fool everybody with their male or female voices, And we get to see the revelation that Kureno cannot abandon a little girl. And this entire time, yes, people, when I say girl, Akito finally confirmed, and I can finally say she, her, whatsoever, for freak's sakes. Even though I might have messed up in my other recaps, it was really hard to try to, keep it, neutral until it's revealed. I could finally say without hesitation and without pausing, which I always still pause in my recaps, that Akito is finally a woman or a girl. By that time, Toru is shocked and says, Akito is a girl? And then by that time, episode ends up with season 2 end. I'm like, oh my lord. So, oh dang. No wonder why when I look at the Zodiac members, they do not raise a hand against, it's obvious from the get-go they don't raise the hand against a god, but at the same time, best not to raise your hand against a female too. No wonder why Akito could just do all those crazy things to any female character, such as scratching Toru's face, punching Momiji, and trying to manipulate Kyo, smacking him in the face, I was so sick. I was kind of sickened, But when I look at Akito, honestly, it makes me want to know more about Akito, okay? I mean, when I look at Akito, it looks like this girl does not want to be abandoned. Like, say, oh, please don't abandon me, kind of thing, that kind of stuff. And now that I see this, now that Akito's a girl, etc., wow, man, that was just pretty hectic stuff happening. But I know a lot of people might be saying, yo, it should have been obvious from the get-go. Why couldn't you just realize that? It was hard to even try to want to think it's a girl in the first place, okay? I mean, the way how the body was drawn and from the voice acting and the actions considered, I mean, come on. Sometimes it's really hard to think it could be a female. I mean, female girls, women can be very strong, but it depends on how it goes about, I mean, like I said, it's just very hard for me to consider, to make me 100% believe Akito's a girl, which is why I did my best throughout the recaps of my Fruits Baskets, to try to keep it gender neutral, because I don't know if Akito is a girl exactly 100%. But now that I know, no wonder why she's able to hurt Kisa, punch Momiji, that kind of stuff, and doing whatever the hell she wants. But at the same time, though, knowing that she has this psychological breakdown, asking Kureno not to leave her, please don't leave me kind of thing, makes me want to question, did something happen to her when she was young? Like, did her parents abandon her? Did something like this? Or did she have friends or something, like she had close people that was with her from the beginning but left her instead? I'm tired kind of thing. I don't know. But one thing for sure, all out considered, Akito is a girl. Well, female. Finally! I could finally say that, like, goodness gracious. Even if Kyo wanted to hurt Akito, I don't think he's able to, because like I said, he got a lot of hits from Uotani and slaps from Akito, even if he wanted to, he will not forgive himself for it, that's for sure. Oh, man, what a crazy episode. Crazy final episode, man. And now, yeah, to think Kureno has his bond broken, but we don't know how it broke and ripped apart, though. That's the question. But at the same time, Kureno mentions without the Zodiac animals, God can't exist. So maybe there's a reason for that. But all things considered, like knowing that the rooster curse is broken on Kureno, we won't see the bird. So which sucks a lot. Wow. That much away, but yeah. Oh, man. I gotta say, now to get on to my final thoughts for Season 2. This season has been one heck of a ride, The way I look at it and trying to understand and look back on it, I mean, it's been a lot of there's been a lot of development for Yuki alone. Let's be honest, Yuki was the one to highlight spotlight characters throughout the second season, okay? I mean, the guy went through so much through trying to be better as a person, despite being like stuck as a ball with Akito, and then Akito having to smash him with the glass kind of thing, and then Yuki developing as a person to move forward, and sees Toru as a mother. And that alone, that's what I like about Yuki in this second season, He's gotten a lot of spotlight throughout a lot of episodes, and, having to tell Kyo, just be careful what you do, if you want to care for Toru. As for Kyo, as much as I love the guy too, but he didn't have, he's like second spotlight, having to develop a bit, but not too much to a point that I think he's still in second place. He's still in second place, Yuki's in first because, I like both of them anyway, so hopefully Season 3 will show a lot to give out. I mean, I don't know how many episodes will be left, but all things considered, if I remember correctly in researching, that all of this entire Fruits Basket will cover the entire manga story. So I hope they do it right for the next season. Yes, minor spoiler ahead of the announcement. Yes, there is a final season, and that's the third season of Fruits Basket, which is going to show up in 2021. I don't know when, but all things considered, I hope it shows up around 2021. I don't care if it's in the fall. Hell, I don't mind it being in the summer. I don't care if it's even in the spring or winter. Just give it to me, Okay, enough of me that. I should have saved that announcement until I give you guys my final thoughts, Overall, final thoughts. When it comes to the curse, that was kind of interesting, and because of its bond, is the reason why it got me, is one of the highlights throughout this season of Season 2, And then, the characters. Yes, don't forget the characters. Sometimes characters can always, give an impression depending on how you look at it, and I did enjoy the characters. Raiden was kind of cute, and to think Hatsuharu was hooked up with her, I am jealous like hell, man. I'm like, I thought Rin's gonna be my kind of girl kind of thing, but you know what? Hatsuharu stole her out of my hands. I'm like, that's fine, because you know what? Hatsuharu's been taking care of her ever since she was a young kid, and her parents being garbage, that kind of thing. Yeah, I know. I'm rambling on, and I know it's hard for me to give my final thoughts, Like I said, I really love this second season because Yuki developed as a person, not to mention maybe some other characters as well. Rin, on the other hand, was fragile, and she doesn't want to show that weakness until she's Toru most of the time, and then, yeah, has no problem. However, she still doesn't want to hear Hatsuharu's name because they broke up, she says. Though I can understand why, all things considered, but come on now. Don't hide it from yourself for too long, okay? And Akito, one of the, like I said, antagonists throughout the series, and we find out that Akito is a female in the final episode of season 2. Talk about consideration crazy, But yeah. So yeah, what made me love season 2 is because of the development of Yuki himself and maybe some other characters being involved in his development, As much as I say Kakeru is a funny guy, at certain times I would love to punch the guy in the face or play around with him at the same time to get back at him, but yeah. So I guess you could say that characters really had me loving season 2, I guess. Because, Yuki developed as a person. Kyo is getting there. I mean, he did speak to Kagura, and I didn't get to see her much in this season, which really sucks compared to season 1, But she developed as a person, too, having to confess everything to Kyo, and Kyo saying, hey, man, I ain't gonna fall in love with you. I never loved you, but the time I spent with you when I was a kid, that made me very happy. There's no denying that, Kyo developed as a person as well, but not too much to a point where he can't let go on hating Yuki, which I hope once he finally develops as a person to let go of his hate and stop blaming Yuki for everything because it's never his fault entirely, then I'll start liking the guy. And even if he can't make amends with Yuki, if he understands that and at least tries to find a way to make the talks considered, then yeah. Because we all know Kyo's been struggling with himself too. I mean, he's been called a mother killer, which really screwed up, but it's never his fault, It's just life. And the curse, as I said. But yeah, I mean, season 2 has been a wild ride for me because in terms of writing and story, I guess character development was pretty nice. In terms of story about this curse and all that, that's the only thing I could think about. I mean, daily routines, all that, just character development for certain characters, for Yuki himself. I mean, he's been the major spotlight throughout season 2. Let's all consider that. But yeah. So yeah, like I said, I like season 2 maybe because of the characters developing, and in terms of writing and story, I guess it's just like your simple daily thing, what's happening, and just the curse and the story about the Zodiac has been the story spotlight for the time being, while the rest of season 2 gotten its character spotlight of developing its characters such as Yuki, Kyo, and maybe some other guys that has been showing up, that kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I know it's really hard for me, it's very vague for me to try to explain one of my final thoughts for season 2, but like I said, I think it's because of the characters that made me love season 2 a lot, that they develop. I mean, Yuki has been the number 1 spotlight throughout season 2, let's not forget that. Even so, he is trying to make amends with Kyo by saying, hey, let's just end this right now, And now it's Kyo's turn, for the final season. So, yeah. So, what's my overall score for season 2? I guess I could just give it an 8 out of 10. I know it might be a little high just like in season 1, but, like I said, I guess it's just a relaxing series I enjoy watching each Monday, I guess. Come home from freaking work and then, watching it afterwards. I mean, it's pretty nice. Anyways, like I said, and saying the same thing, etc. The final season of Fruits Basket is going to show up around 2021. I do not know when. I wouldn't be surprised if they do it in the summer 2021 and then have it all the way up until this time, all the way try to end it here or etc. But we'll guess what? But we'll have to find out. I mean, throughout this year, it's been one downward spiral of hell, let's be honest, because the pandemic, COVID-19 kind of thing has messed up a lot of anime schedules, and it's really hard to try to find any stuff. But yeah, anyways, that's about it, people. Love season 2. Hope you guys did too. Looking forward to the final season next year. Hopefully it'll adapt everything, and then it'll be one heck of a blast of a series, So, yeah. Until then, people, I'll see you guys in the next video. So, I'm Alpha Zero. Have a good day, and I hope you guys had as much fun as you did with season 2 as much as I did. Alright? So, yeah. Peace out. Bye-bye. Toot-toot-toot!